Alright guys, BLM here, back with more Final Fantasy 15. It is the next night. It's already 1 o'clock in the morning, but we're going to continue on. So yeah, we're about to continue on with the story, I believe.
From here we will split into two groups.
Yeah, so I didn't stream tonight. The initial plan for tonight was to stream, but then really there were a lot of things that came up. So yeah, first up, well, this morning I did get some editing done on the BB Can video. Not a lot, but like I got about half of the raw audio done, which is like solid enough. Yeah, that was pretty much it for the morning. Work was shit. That was one factor. Really, work did not go ideally. So that was one thing. But when I got home, I was still planning on streaming. But then two other things came up. One was that Big Brother Australia. I completely forgot there was an episode today. So I had to watch that. Though, like, to be fair, like, I was willing to let that go. And, like, just wait until tomorrow to watch it. But there was also another thing. And that is that today we did get the cast for Survivor South Africa. Which is interesting timing. I had heard of rumblings that we were going to get a trailer tonight. However, I did not fully know, like, obviously I didn't know if we were going to get full-on cast release and everything. And, like, supposedly even the press didn't know that they were doing this tonight. Supposedly the press had thought that it was going to be Tuesday was the day that that the cast is going to be released. So that's interesting as well. But yeah, with the cast being released, the question for me was like, okay, do I do the review now? Or do we do the cast assessment now or not? And I was like looking at the schedule and I was like, fuck it, we have to do it now. So yeah, I bumped it up to Wednesday. And that is going to be tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm going to have to record it, edit it, everything all in one day. Because I work Tuesday. Well, technically I can get it, like, some of it done Tuesday if I really need to. But ideally we would get it done tomorrow. And then have it out on Wednesday. That's the ideal. And that's what we're going to strive for. So tomorrow probably won't be recording much earlier on in the day. But we'll see. That's how long it takes to record the cast assessment. Yeah, so that's another thing to add to the... Where am I going? So, because that will kind of delay the process on the Big Brother Canada video. That is, unless I can also get the Big Brother Canada video edited, and then the Circle video edited, and so, I mean, it is slowing me down a bit here, but I do feel like it is the best for the schedule, because, like, the thing is, like, if I can't get this out, what am I doing right now? Oh, wait, I can just... Wait, no, hold on. There we go. Yeah, I forgot. I keep on forgetting just warps or thing in this game.
Walk through the process, so it should be. Otherwise, you'll only get in everyone's way.
Could have got it alone for a while.
That mentality can prove your undoing, Highness.
Yeah, I mean, I looked over the schedule and I was just like, if I don't do this cast assessment here, I'm essentially forced to not be able to do it until, like, the end of the month. Because this is the thing. So obviously we got the BB Can video, the BB Can review that has to come out this Saturday. We have the Circle review, which at that point probably has to come out next Wednesday. Like, it doesn't have to, but it's just weird if I don't do it. But within a week of its ending. So that's that. And then also I need to do the BB Can player ranking, which has to come out within a week of that. So the only way I can get the Survivor South Africa cast assessment out within that time would be to have it as the Saturday video in between the Circle video and the BB player ranking. However, that essentially means I'm going a full 2-week period without any guaranteed, like, successful video. Like, actually over 2 week, right? 3-week period. It's a 3-week period. Yeah. 3 weeks. That's why it's fucked up. Yeah, it's a 3-week period without a successful video essentially, and that's a bit too long for my liking. I can't, like, I don't feel like that's the best move to go 3 weeks without a guaranteed successful video, because like obviously the Jeff Probst season ranking is there right now, and it's like to bump that, it's like it's a lot. Like it's I feel like it's too much of a risk for very little benefit. So obviously instead I'm bumping up the cast assessment here, which in turn bumps the BB Second Chance video
The Nifs couldn't take their eyes off us.
to the
Thanks to you, we're
22nd,
spared their
which moves the
attention.
What If video that was scheduled for that date back a week, which actually kind of works out perfectly in terms of those
Stay
things.
right where you are. Well, if it isn't Kor the Immortal.
But I don't remember this
You
guy.
survived the Citadel, but you won't survive what I have in store for you. It's past time your legend came to an end.
But had to do a lot of jumbling around with the schedule. It's actually insane at this point. Oh, yeah, and that's another thing. I did decide to bump my 13 Sentinels, Why You Should Play 13 Sentinels video. I decided to bump it up a week, because actually that would be ideal for the schedule to be released a week earlier now. Now that, like, essentially release it the week that the BB Second Chance video comes out. The one issue with that is getting it done in time. Because to be honest, it's going to be very close. Like, I don't think it's not a guarantee that I finish the video in time for that release. Obviously, I'm going to try. Like, that essentially means I have to get it done, I think 3 weeks, or 2 weeks from Friday, essentially. That would be the date to finish it by, which, like, is possible. Like, it's definitely not out of the realm of possibility. Like, I mean, like, it's leaning toward yeah. Like, I mean, like, I more than likely will have it done a week early. But, it's not 100% guaranteed, though, which is, yeah, usually not what I like to do. Usually I do like to go for 100%, but, yeah, again, the schedule being this wonky, it's like, it's kind of what I have to do here. To preserve,
Seeing you in action
the best
puts my
potential
mind at
viewership
ease.
and everything.
It's clear
So
I don't need to
that's the
worry.
plan. Again, a lot of moving
return
stuff
to watching
around,
the
and
Nifs.
then obviously
Till
with
next
all
time.
that stuff having happened
care.
tonight, I was like, I can't stream. I just feel like it's I feel like this stuff's more important. I can stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to stream tomorrow, unless like I don't finish the Survivor South Africa video until like super late. But like I should have that done. Like it matters how long the recording process is going to be. But it should be an easy 1 day turnaround. But yeah, I plan on streaming tomorrow. For today though, I obviously stayed up watching the BB Australia episode, and also I did all the prep for the Survivor South Africa video. I downloaded all the cast photos, made a thumbnail, all that stuff. So yeah, I got that done. So yeah, I mean, it's ready to be recorded tomorrow morning, which, to be honest, I don't even, like, I haven't really prepped that much on, because there's not much to really prep on. Like, is that the end of chapter 2? Okay. Yeah, there's really not that much information out there right now. And the biggest source of information is the RHAP interviews, and I've decided that I'm just not going to listen to them before I make this video, because they only released 5 interviews so far out of the 20, so it's kind of weird to only listen to 5 of the interviews but not the rest. And then also it's fucking 2.5 hours long. And like, I started listening to it and I just got fucking bored. It's like the first person, what's his name, Anil? I forgot his name already. But, yeah, fucking boring interview, so I was like, nope, I'm out. But, we can run through the cast right now, just kind of give, General thoughts. Again, like my experience with like each of the cast members is very wonky. I'm not 100% what I'm gonna like know what I'm gonna say in this cast assessment right now. I'm just gonna go on the fly, which is why I'm worried that it might take a while to edit, but we'll see how it goes. It is funny that chapter 3 is just literally called the open world. What I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna literally have the bios in front of me when I do this. But yeah, should be fun either way.
The prince eludes death. And what of?
Actually, I wonder, has Inside Survivor done anything? I didn't even pay attention to that. Maybe I should check Inside Survivor and see if they've posted anything.
The ring
Yeah, okay, they do.
is the final piece.
We may do well to take her alive. The Six wield power beyond our imagination. The Oracle holds the key for the king. She could unlock many secrets.
Okay, they do, but they don't have the full bios though. They just have the job titles and everything. Okay. To be honest, that probably would have been an easier source to get the images from what I had to do.
Is now at your disposal.
Yeah, I mean, there's some people that I have like a lot of opinions on. And there's other people I have like no opinions on, and that's I think what I think is gonna make this kind of
My
tough.
men and I will continue our search for the prince and the oracle.
So glorious.
But
my crystal.
yeah, we can run through the cast.
We can finally
We got Amy, who's the first person, who like I like the problem is that I feel like I need to see these people like talk before like getting a full assessment. Like it's very tough to get. Like I've seen certain videos. Actually, let's go to. I don't know if they have something on their Facebook. I don't fucking have a Facebook. But like, do they have videos posted on their Facebook? Maybe.
Iris is headed?
Barring delays, she should have arrived by now. Maybe even had
Let's
herself
see.
a look at the
Do they have
meteor.
anything on their
Meteor of
Facebook?
the Six?
Just the fucking trailer. Looks like.
Whoa, that sounds way cool.
I'm actually looking forward to this.
Yeah, that's about it. Shit. It's so weird how, like, I've seen that, like, certain people of the cast have cast photos up. Or have cast, videos up. But then there's, like, certain other people that have, like, nothing. Or, like, only have, like... And there's, like, these weird, like, 10-second videos of, like, these, like, players standing in front of the camera with, like, the words that they use to describe themselves, and then they turn around and walk away. It's like, why is this a thing? Like, there's some bizarre fucking shit already online. Where are we right now? Alright, so we're right here. So we got another mission back here.
Who could this be? Hello?
Knocked?
Iris?
It's really you. So good to hear.
Who's
your
Iris
voice.
again?
Everything's fine over here.
Is that,
Managed to make it to Los Damas.
Gladius's sister?
We just settled into our new digs. So yeah, let me know when you're coming so we can meet up.
Yeah, will do.
You better.
Yeah, it is.
That
Okay.
Iris? Can't even call her own brother.
In all fairness, yours wasn't the obituary broadcast all over Lucis.
What about me? She say anything about me? Did you see that sign? Chocobos! Chocobos!
Oh, yeah, with the
No
chocobo
time for
stuff here, too.
that. Need to get to Lestalem.
Yeah,
It's still ages away. Come on,
I mean,
just
Amy,
a
like,
quick visit.
okay, I mean, she just comes off as, like, super, like, kind of generic, like, 30-year-old,
Check
like,
it out.
it's like, she kind of just feels like a generic figure to me, based on what I'm saying. Again, like, she's a corporate lawyer, 33, talks about how she applied for the show after, essentially getting drunk on wine and saying, I can do that, and then decided to just like apply immediately afterwards. I don't know. I mean, she seems whatever. I mean, she seems fine. Again, this is the problem right now, is that, like, I don't know if I have, like, solid enough opinions on some of these people. Like, her, like, it's just, like, she seems fine. I mean, like, she technically is of the right age for Survivor, and I feel like she is, like, while lawyers haven't typically done well in Survivor in the grand scheme of things, it's, like, I do feel like, she could have potential, but also I feel like she...
Somebody you know?
I wouldn't be surprised if she comes off
back at Hammerhead.
Now that you mention it, you were chatting someone up.
as too threatening.
Knowledgeable about wildlife. Could
But again, like, overall, I don't have many opinions on her. We got Anela, who is the guy that I did watch the interview, or did listen to the interview of. Again, he seems really fucking boring, and he seems to have no clue what the fuck he's doing on Survivor. But, like, I mean, like, I'm not expecting him to be an early boot or anything. I actually think he's probably set up for a decent run. I mean, he seems like a worse version of Rob Bentley, in the sense that Rob Bentley was also someone that didn't know anything about fucking Survivor. But Rob Bentley obviously ended up being one of the best players of all time, and I don't really see that vanilla here. But, I mean, you never know. I mean, like, he seems like a decent enough person in all three facets, but not really someone I'm feeling too confident on. Got Nesu, who, I mean, again, like, I feel like she's definitely someone that I need to hear an interview from before I fully make my opinions. To be honest, I'm kind of thinking about changing the name of this video to Cast Reaction, more so than Cast Assessment. Because, or maybe I can do the Cast Reaction and Assessment. I don't know. I'm debating over how I want to approach this, because, like, at the end of the day, it's like I don't have, like, it's like it feels unfair to call it a true assessment when there's very little to actually assess. So that's my problem there. Fuck, there's so many quests here. It's like, fuck me. Yeah, chapter 3 is going to take us a while. Because yeah, I did decide that I think we're just going to go for every side quest in the game. Which I did do in my original playthrough. The one that took like 28 hours. It's like, that's probably how long this is going to take. Maybe a bit quicker because we are obviously, like, we're doing New Game Plus, so, like, we're leveled up enough. That point. Wait, is there another side quest here? Oh, there is. You know, I want to get all the side quests.
You know me.
Oh, but then again, some of these are, like, weird, where it's like when you finish them, they just fucking add another one. That's what's kind of annoying about this game, too. And that's, like, based on her bio and everything, she screams out to me as, like, more of a, like, a wacky figure. Like, kind of like a Nora-esque person. Again, but, like, I don't know, because, like, I haven't seen a fucking interview. But that's the vibe I get. Again, she's a medical doctor, yoga teacher, and small business owner. She describes herself as a natural leader, healer, earth lover, and avid dreamer. And that feels like 100% something Nora would say. Like, I don't know, like, she gives me very Nora vibes, but, again, like, it's tough to really tell with just the, the bio. Then you got Carla Gubb, who seems to be a big fan. I mean, she said that she's watched every season of the show for the last 20 years. Again, I don't know if she's like a super fan, but it seems like she's at least, she at least knows the show. And like, she seems to have a basic level of strategy based on her bio. You know what? Okay. Let's go ahead and do... I think we'll just do the missions that we have on here. And then, like... Once we're done with the... I don't know, whatever. We'll just do this on the fly. This stuff. But yeah, Carla. She screams out to me, though, like, kinda early boot. Like, I mean... I feel like the vibe I get from her is kind of similar to someone like a Chelsea Walker or like a Allie Elliott. Like one of these like somewhat, I mean, she's 29, she's not like super young, but I mean like she like somewhat younger, intelligent fan of the show, that probably gets targeted earlier because she's a threat. I'm too fair, that's not really why Allie got targeted, but you get the point. That's kind of vibe I get with her. We got Francois Chapman, also known as Chappies, and he gives me full-on Xavion vibes. Like, that's the first person I thought of when I saw him. Yeah, I mean, he seems like the type of guy that's going to be like a really good challenge competitor and then get targeted right at the merge. Though again, like obviously we've seen like someone like a Rob Bentley do that and not get targeted at the merge. We saw someone like again Xavier. It's like, I mean, it's possible he does better. But again, like overall not feeling super great about him, but I mean I think there's some upside there. You got Dino, who seems to be one of the bigger fans, from what I understand. And I know he talked about on, I know he posted on Twitter that he was like a big fan of the show. And like he's a live escape game owner, which that's like escape rooms and stuff, right? I'm assuming. Like I don't know, he seems like a guy that's like really savvy in the game. I think the problem, again, like, I mean, I could technically listen to an interview of him, but I feel like the thing about him is going to come down to how is he socially. I feel like, because I mean, there's another person that I have a more solidified opinion on. That I feel like there's another person that like seems to be essentially Ro from BB Can, where it's like I feel like is a good strategic thinker, or at least has the ability to be a good strategic thinker, but it's just so bad socially that he's never able to actually enable that strategic ability. I feel like Dino will come down to that social ability.
There'd be a reward in it for you, but knowing the danger, I wouldn't blame you for saying.
I mean, considering we've heard that this cast plays very hard, that there's going to be a lot of big moves, some really big moments for a season. Game. Okay, there we go. I feel like, to me, it seems like Dino, like I would be surprised if Dino isn't one of those people that gets or that ends up making a move at some point. I don't know, what am I supposed to do?
Y'all come back soon.
For Deadeye. Okay. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've done this. I remember this. But
y'all still keeping on?
Reckon
I could ask for your help?
Deadeye, that's one.
Interesting choice.
Yeah, I mean, he talks as if he knows the strategy. Like his strategy is being easygoing and highly adaptable. Again, like I think it's gonna come down to how social he is. You know what? Fuck it. Let's listen to the fucking interviews.
Bane, or he's from DC Comics. Bane or Joker.
Okay, yeah,
who is obviously a physical asset. I don't see how he wouldn't make the merge. I just think that if and when he falls, a good element to empathize and passion and all that, the best player of all time.
Oh, do they have their own assessment?
But like, can you get there? He said
I didn't even know that, actually.
Even when we were like pre-merge or zero vote finalist, he's like, I'm here to win. It's like that's not the assignment, Anella.
No, neither option.
Yeah, then we got Jason. He seems like very much like Joe Anglo, Ozzy, sort of. Like, he literally says those are his favorite players, along with Sarah Lucina, which is fucking bizarre. Yeah, not feeling great about him. Yeah, Kieran. Kieran's the person I was talking about. Like, seems like Rowan. Like, Rohan, sorry. I mean, like, that's essentially the vibe I'm getting from him.
And relatability is something like used to develop trust and navigate through the game. So even there,
exactly my
he's like, which friend are you? He's like, oh, all of them. I'm all of them, right?
All the best parts of all of them. Like, exactly. Okay, if you ask me which friend am I say Monica, because I know that I'm like, you know, I have her good elements, her like passion and all of that, but then I also have her bad elements, her competitiveness, her A-type personality, like all of that. because I'm one, like I put myself into one character and I know my strengths and weaknesses. This guy is just all strength, physical or otherwise. So he seems like a perfectly nice guy, but I just think he has like some very lofty goals. I do see him making it far because again, he seems like a nice, normal individual who is obviously a physical asset. I don't see how he wouldn't make the merge.
Is it just the run button?
That if and when he falls, it'll be a hard fall because this guy's not even going out there to win. He's going out there to definitely win as like the best player ever, who's perfect at this game, who's never done anything wrong, who'll never have any downtime.
To be fair, Rob Bentley did that.
Where are the holes? Like, tell me what's wrong with you so I know what's right with you. This guy's just like the perfect person. That can't be true.
If there are holes, he's going to reach in and look for an idol.
Right.
Which I find very interesting. Yeah, let's talk about this. I mean, this is a guy who relishes the Tonys and the Russells. Spoiler alert for some of the guys, at least in this batch. Tony, really front of mind when talking about Survivor characters, which I suppose makes sense, right? I'm not sure when Winners of War aired in South Africa, but they filmed this, over the summer? So if it aired reasonably close to when it aired in the US, then maybe Tony was really front of mind. I know certainly
didn't it film in like fucking December?
In Winners at War, and so
pretty sure it filmed in like it ended filming in December, so it's like it definitely filmed like November or so.
I give it to Anela at least to. We talk about this all the time, right? People who either really double down on being the villain, or those that are the villain, the coaches of the world, and they're trying to be the hero. Anela is totally fine being the villain. To the point where his
look, that isn't an actual quote, but that like it just, for some reason sticks in my mind. But either way, let's move on. We got Marisha. She seems fine. I mean, again, like don't really. She seems like someone that's gonna annoy her tribe. That's kind of what I get, is that she's like kind of a strong-willed person. Probably annoys her tribe. Probably gets voted out early. I could be wrong though. I mean, she seems like she's physically strong.
Like I guess he just seemed like too regular to me. You can go
Wait,
and like the villains, and I do think there's that sense, not of arrogance, but definitely like extreme confidence that can often make for a TV villain.
Wait,
but
where am I going?
I wasn't really reading villain. I was just reading like nice normal guy who maybe doesn't understand how hard this is gonna be exactly, just because he thinks like he can get it all done. If I were him, like he just has such high hopes. So
this is Anela said that he has, he can find himself being called or driven to action by his intuition.
How long do they fucking talk about these interviews?
Just pull the rug from under. But this podcast comes from new Copper Tones.
Okay, cool.
Challenges each and every day, whether
This is
it's clients,
chappies, right?
customers, or to suppliers, or unforeseen stuff. You get opportunities that you did not see coming that forces you to adapt and grow.
Ah, shit.
Why are you here on Survivor?
Well, so yeah, I wasn't a very big Survivor fan, for a lot of my years growing up. I can remember seeing the first
You're fucking
Survivor
32.
show, the very first American one, back in the days. I think I was very small still.
Like, what's this not when you were fucking growing up on the show? You're fucking 32, motherfucker. That means you were what, like?
About 2 to 3 years ago.
Actually, I guess that's actually not that right. Yeah, I guess he was 12, right, when the show started. No, he was actually no 11. So I guess that's okay, fine, whatever.
To a level that I wanted to become involved in. It had really, really cool challenges that drew me to it, and I saw interesting South African people, and I immediately noticed that I've most probably got a lot of skills, and I'll be able to beat 95% of all the people that I've seen so far, the South African people playing the game.
Yeah, I'm not feeling good about him.
I was like, I really want to enter this game. So
like, he's essentially feeling to me like Xavion, like what I thought, what you thought Xavion was when he came in.
And I actually made it through all of the hoops.
Wait, is this the entrance?
Right up to the end where I had an interview with the entire the crew around a round table in a boardroom. Wow, so that was very intimidating.
How do we get out?
Also still very fun. But now if I look back now, I was
okay,
someone
that.
totally different
That's fucking dumb.
than I am now.
But whatever.
So after they rejected me for season 7, I cried for about 3 days. Well, not literally, but you had this disappointment because you really
I couldn't tell that he didn't literally cry
you
for
started telling
7
close
days.
families and friends that I'm gonna make it now. I'm at the last step of making it onto the show, and then right at the end they give you like a cold call and tell you, sorry, you didn't make it, your shit now, get back doing what you were doing. And then I kind of mourned for 3 days, got over it, and immediately.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think I can skip there.
But it immensely, or you can get some information.
Really interesting. I think it's worth the discussion.
Parts of that were hard to disagree with. I mean, that's why we said we want more diversity in Survivor, because people do kind of tend to go towards groups they're more familiar with, and then if there's a massive diversity imbalance, like look who gets voted out because they're seen as other. It's the kind of thing that I understand, like, it at its core maybe, but maybe you shouldn't say it. And maybe you shouldn't say it. Like, it was very othering, I thought. And also the fact that right before that he called them pieces on the board, I was like, hey, but also humans, that you're now boiling down to like some pretty basic factors. Again, like, it was hard to disagree with parts of it, but then I was like, my face during it was not one of just like nodding agreement.
Yeah, it's a really intriguing idea, because
I remember I got lost here a lot. Like, I get lost here every time I do
and
this.
I know when I ask some players pre-season, they always say, I want to link up with somebody who, you know, I usually wouldn't interact with in my everyday life. We just did this on Would Up Play Out List with dynamic duos. That is often a successful but also intriguing socially concept of Survivor, and sometimes that does mean working with someone from a different gender, of a different race, who you might not necessarily work with, especially in the day-to-day outside of Survivor. But I don't know if the way it was phrased.
Okay, you know what? We'll listen to this, but I wanna like run through people. Oh fuck! Are we 30 minutes already? God damn it! Anyway, we got Mike Laws. I don't know. He seems. Yeah, I mean, I'm not feeling good about him either. I don't really have that much to really say about him, though. Nicole Williams, she's fucking hot. I mean, that's the first thing that comes to my mind. But yeah, I mean, like, she seems fine. I mean, like, I don't know. Like, I feel like... I'm trying to think, like... Who is, like, the, like, hot, like... Was there a, like, young, hot girl in Survivor SA7? I don't think so, right? I mean, I feel like Nicole was like the hottest one there, and she was obviously like 30-something, married and with kids and stuff. So it's like, I don't feel like there was like a young, attractive person on that season, right? Like, I'm probably forgetting somebody, right? But I feel like we didn't see that in Survivor SA. Really, either of the, like, I don't think there was one in SA6 either, was there? I do fear she's not like super young. I mean, she's like 26. Which is how old I am now, which is depressing. But yeah, I mean, like, she's like mid-20s. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, SA7, like, who was on that cast that like was kind of, like, I'm talking about, like, was cast as the attractive person, not like again, like, she talks about how, like, she's packed her bikini and that sort of thing. Go get her, always up for try. Again, she just seems very generic to me. We got Nolene, who wants to be called Pinty. I think of myself as a Janet of all traits. I don't know, he seems fun. Or she, I don't even fucking know, to be honest. I mean, I guess I can, like, do I really want to do this? Like, to be honest, I don't know if it's a he or she, if I'm being honest. Or it could be non-binary, for all I fucking know. Let's count how many men and women there are. 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 3, 5, 4, 5, 4, 6, 5, 6, 5, 7, 6, 7, 6, 8, 7, 8, 7, 9. Oh, it looks like it's a woman. Nolene is a woman. Okay. I guess that would make sense. Yeah. Yeah, but just based on the number, the cast and everything, it should be a woman. Yeah, she seems fun. She seems like a fun character. based on the bio and everything. Again, don't know really too much because we don't have fucking interviews, but outside that, it's whatever. We got Paul, who will be like, I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Talks as if he's like really into a showmance or something. Kind of loving person, always up for a challenge, spiritual, mentally, physically. Puts others before himself. Like, that's not a good sign. Wants to be in there for the social experience. Okay, maybe not. Maybe he's not that good. Got Kihan, who is fun-employed. From Cape Town, Taiwanese born and currently Hong Kong based. How the fuck did she get into South Africa then? If she's Hong Kong based, whatever. When you're like during the pandemic and everything, when like this season talked about how seriously it took this other stuff. Yeah, like this is so strange to me because like her picture is like super intense. Like she seems to like come off as this like really intense. Like I would guess that she would have been like this cold-blooded sort of player. And then she talks about how like she's super vulnerable and how she hopes she's not like crying all the time and stuff like that. It's like, what the fuck? Yeah, I don't know how to feel about her. We got Renier.
Here we go.
He seems like Jacques to me, but he also seems like a worse version of Jacques. To me, like, even though he does seem like a super fan and all that sort of stuff, I don't know, the vibe I get from him is early boot. Do not feel great about him. We then got Santoni, who I did see a video of. Did see her interview as well, or her bio video. She's interesting. I mean, I thought her video was fine. I mean, she definitely like. I think initially could come off as an early boot, but I think if she makes a deep run, I think she could have a pretty good run. Like, I think if she's one of these people that, like, if she makes the merge, I feel like she's in a good spot. The question is getting the respect from, can she get the respect from jury, and then also it's like, can she make it there to begin with? But because I could see like a Natalie Cole, or I can see a Suri. Like, I think it could go either way, but I think she could be an interesting player. We got Sean Wilson, who it's weird, like when I saw him, like when I see his picture, I think Okert from season 3, which or like an Andrew Savage. But then you read his bio and like he talks about how nerdy he is, and he talks about Apex Legends. So it's like maybe he's more of a Bruno from like BB Can. I don't know. I think it'll be interesting. Again, like it's tough to really gauge like how strategic he is. I mean, he does talk about how he didn't prepare at all for the show, which is like obviously not great. But he could be interesting. Got Teresa, who this is someone I haven't even read anything on. Actually, I should probably read this. Eternal optimist, fiercely loyal, and a colorful character who lives in my own world. I'll stand out as an anomaly on the show because I won't be caught dead camping. What the fuck is up with them casting a whole bunch of people who seem to know nothing, like who seem to like prepare for nothing on the show? Whatever, not great. Tyson's like the person that, like, when I saw his when I saw the trailer, he's the person that like stood out to me. I'm a super creative, jack of all trades, perfectionist to a fault, love animals more than people. 10 out of 10 times I'll always speak mine, do what I feel. Well, that's not great. NRSA is a learning experience. I want to be a big player in the team. Okay, and I don't know. Like, I don't know who the fuck my winner pick's gonna be. Then Wardaw. I officially celebrate 4 decades on this planet. I don't know who the fuck my winner pick's gonna be. I mean, to be honest, like I feel like feel like it might be Dino. That might be who I go for. You know what? Let's listen to the Dino part of the
thoroughly
interview
couched
here.
like that.
Yeah.
You know,
I think bigger Ricky won't be a perfect game. He may be.
Sure. There are many life experience opportunities, you know, when I was like a bit younger, and I think that was because I lacked. The family considered me like a really nice guy. And I suppose this is like, but that's the cool thing about Survivor, is because every cast has its own like unique cast, and it's just like a diverse of being a schemer.
I'm sure it's something that will come across, but it's like, again, the assignment.
So yeah, I mean, on the combination front, I think, yeah, I mean, between those two, I'd love to like kind of find the balance and think of myself as that. But I guess we'll find out. So maybe you guys can tell me at the end of the season, like by comparison, if I'm not booted off first.
Stairs, what do you do?
Ah, shit.
Yeah, because so it's a pet peeve of mine when people don't give a name in this question. I'm sure it's something that will come across, but it's like, again, the assignment is to give a name. And I was like, the first person who gives a name that isn't one of the best Survivor winners ever is going to get massive points for me.
Who doesn't give the South African version of like a Boston Rob, Parvati, etc.?
Yeah, and I love both those answers, but again...
Beat it all first.
Spears.
What do you do?
Yeah, because so it's a pet peeve of mine when people don't give a name in this question. I'm sure it's something that will come across, but it's like, again, the assignment is to give a name. And I was like, the first person who gives a name that isn't one of the best Survivor winners ever is going to get massive points for me.
Who doesn't give the South African version of like a Boston Rob, Parvati, etc.?
Yeah, and I love both those answers, but again, I'm like predisposed to really liking Dino, but those are two fun, kind of niche enough, even though they're both from really recent. I mean, they're from Australia and the US, and they're not three of the best winners of all time. So that points on that. Also, I just want to say, like, the fact that these bios have US and AU people on it, that's what I love about Survivor South Africa and like LaRue and this assumed knowledge. I feel like most of the South African fans are like, David Jennett, what? But they just put it out there, and like no other franchise is doing that.
I think I'm gonna have to pick Dino, and I don't want to because I feel like it's too generic.
I mean, it's because the
but I think I'm gonna have to, just based on the information I have right at this point.
Lovingly homages other franchises too, so it's greatly appreciated, especially for those of us that do indulge in so many Survivor franchises. That is it's such an interesting pairing, Rick and Harry. But what I find that they sort of have in common is tenacity. Right, Dirty Harry the cockroach, and Rick Devens, whose entire post-merge storyline is what he's done winning immunity or finding idols, he's consistently in trouble. And so I wonder if maybe that speaks to how Dino's going to view himself, right, that he's scrappy AF, if he does end up in that underdog position, he's going to fight tooth and nail to get ahead.
Yeah, I think that they definitely share that in common, and it sounds like he's like the first one who's been like, I have actual weaknesses, like I'm a human being and not a god. So I feel like he's just offering that up. Maybe he knows that it maybe won't be a perfect game, he maybe will not have the numbers and points, but he can fight back from that to not win, but get very close, and I appreciate him not just like assuming he'll play the best game of all time. Anyway.
Opening.
What do you desire in an alliance partner?
That is so interesting that you asked that question, because I haven't thought about, you know, what would I want out of X, Y, and Z person or X, Y, and Z group, because I'm very much I consider myself to be quite adaptable, and you know, I don't want to narrow myself into you need to see X, Y, and Z before making X, Y, and Z move, because then you start missing opportunities that are around you, and you box yourself into a corner, you know. In an ideal world, you know, to have something going, like, I actually had a good chat with Luke Toki before coming out here, and he was like, yo, mind your boy.
Yeah, we gotta steer that. Dino talked with Luke before coming out to play Survivor.
Dino is just absolutely just dropping bombs at the moment. Like, what?
Yeah.
I was just chatting to Luke Toki and just,
He feels too
just
prepared,
a casual
though.
name drop. Yeah, I was talking with one of the most popular Australian Survivor players of all time, and he gave me some advice about what to do.
I feel like he's too big of a pick
It's
here.
ridiculous, but don't
how do
worry,
I
Jen,
call
this
the
will not be the
chocobo?
last name that he drops over the course of
oh
this
my
podcast.
gosh, I'm loving not knowing. It's so fun just hearing it in the moment. Anyway, I love this guy.
Boy and or girl, and stick with him throughout, you know. A little relationship like Luke and Dave had, damn, that would be so cool, you know, to go out there and have the best time. You know, like they're both skillful players. They're strategy driven. They were loyal to each other, and they just had like the most fun. So in an ideal world, if I could pick something like that and it worked, she's somebody that would be willing to play hard and just enjoy it, you know, while it lasts, because it can come to an end at any time, you know. So yeah, be looking for that.
What is the
so we'll try to finish this mission
moral line for you in the game of Survivor?
In the real world, I mean, I've crossed moral and ethical lines, and you know, when I was a bit younger, to try to start some life. But
okay, I don't really care about
this
question.
Or get 0 votes at the final tribal council.
I don't really care about that next question.
So, Jacques, Berger, and myself, again, another player I chatted to before coming out to get some insight. Love him to bits.
Steers, he also talked to Jacques.
I mean, the betrayal to talk to Chappie's adoptive dad before coming out to play against Chappie's, like, it's already...
To be fair, he didn't know that he doesn't know he's going to be playing with Jacques' adopted and Robin Nicole's biological son. You know, I don't think Jacques... Poor on Jacques for not tipping him off about that beforehand.
Yeah, that really is on Jacques. I mean, I guess this one is a little bit more... This one I can see more... Like, Luke was just so out of left field. Jacques, I love that he's, you know, putting in the research to talk to people, but Jacques is like a fellow South African super fan, probably in the community, so I understand that feels like a more natural connection. But this guy was absolutely all over the place. I'm surprised he didn't reach out to us. I'm kind of offended.
Well, so you know Luke infinitely better than I do. I mean, is this surprising of him? Because Jacques, I totally agree, would be the type of person to be able to dispense advice beforehand. But I feel like Luke could go either way if you ask him for advice preseason.
I mean, Luke is a nice guy. Like if you ask Luke a favor, like, he will do you that favor. I just, like, he's a big deal. He's got a lot of Instagram followers. Like, this guy obviously, like, broke through the noise and got through to him. And at that point, I do feel like Luke would help out. But how many people would, like, think to do that? I wouldn't.
Yeah, so let's see what Jacques told Dino in one of the many pieces of research Dino did preseason.
We actually chatted about this, and it's like, you know, there's a part of me that would rather go out, play super hard, like Seamus did season 6, and be voted out first, and, you know, okay, fine, you didn't get to leave your mark on the entire game.
I can't wait for because everyone talks about Seamus.
The idea that you get to final tribal council and
I feel bad for Seamus, so I wish he did do better.
Didn't play the game, you know. And what am I here to do, realistically? I'm here to play the game.
The area's safe again, and we owe it all to you.
I mean, these are good pre-merge boots to compare to, but, like,
so about the
I'd be...
Our birds are at your disposal. You can
if
rent
I
them
did my
anytime
mark
you
on the
like.
game and I made an impact physical game, I would not be here, get my ass kicked.
Glad to see y'all made it back in one piece.
It's definitely, I know you've just asked me to divide up, but it's a combination of strategy and social. But if I had to pick one, I'd say social, because from a strategic point, I mean, we can all do some level of that. We can all come up with these ideas, particularly from our couches in the comfort of our own homes, and go like, oh, well, maybe you have to...
I've already fucking rented them. It's now available for rental.
You know, it's easy to do those maths and go like, oh, that's a big move, you know, but it means nothing if you don't have the buy-in from tribe mates. And this is something that I actually said to Henry recently.
Wait, what?
Where I said, like, the way I see it is you never have control over the game. You might have control over an element, like you have your own idol, your own advantage, but you'll only ever have influence in the game. And it's through that influence, which is actually the social side of it, that you can affect the game. And, you know, that influence is going to change.
Let's do this, then we'll call it
you just got to work it
the next day.
You know, from whatever position you're in. So,
yeah, I mean, I think I have the pick Dino. It's like I don't want to, but I think I have to.
Social side.
What's your favorite advantage in Survivor history?
What fucking random question.
More recently and more practically, I actually love the idea, and I suspect it might come up this season, but I love the idea and the use of the idol nullifier, you know, like from David vs. Goliath. I wasn't such a big fan the way and the time it was introduced in Island of the Idols, because I thought, you know, at that stage it was a little bit late in the game and it took less skill to play it. But the idol nullifier is like, it's so cool.
I fucking don't like that.
You know what the other side's thinking when they're going to play it, and you know, it's pivotal. It's huge. It's game changing, and it's
all right. We'll end here. I don't know if I want to do another one or not. I'm kind of leaning towards no. It's already 2 o'clock in the morning, because I kind of have a bit of a headache. So I'm leaning towards no. But yeah, next time we'll continue on. I don't know when that'll be. If it'll be tomorrow morning or if it'll be possibly not until Tuesday morning. We'll see. But that'll be it. So thanks for watching.